Gain an insight into 30 people's personalities and industries. I'm Lana from Lana Mae Meets, and today I'm going to be talking to Kay, the owner of The Skin Theory. Okay, Kay, thanks for joining me today. Do you want to start off with what got you into the skincare industries?
Yes, so bit round the Reeking. So I actually started and went to college to become a nurse, what I thought. So I always had an interest in human biology. I quickly realised I didn't like blood or sick. So gave that one a miss. Stuck it out through college, then sort of fell into beauty actually. And as I've got older, I trained in like everything. And then as I've got older, probably about 10 years ago, I then started to specialise in skincare and massage. I myself also had really bad skin when I was younger. So I had a lot of terrible acne, basically. So I can relate to a lot of people. I've been on the antibiotics, I've used all the face washes, I've over scrubbed my face. So I can really sympathise when I get clients come through the door and they're struggling. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give something back and help people and educate people, because I think that's the problem in skincare, is just there's a lot of lack of education, basically.
Yeah, we were saying this, weren't we, on TikTok and Instagram, there's just a lot of contradictory advice, and you
It's
just
really
don't even know.
confusing if you don't know the industry, and you're young and you've got a problematic skin or a skin complaint. You just see so many different things, and it's like you see somebody endorsing that or that's advertised, and you get it all, and actually you don't really know what you're doing. So it's just about educating teenagers really, what they need to do, that it can be kept really simple. Yeah, stop them overcomplicating it.
Yeah, I think especially with some of the like celebrities, when they endorse certain products, they're not actually using those ones, are they? And so when you look at their Instagrams and their skin is like flawless, you think, oh my God, I have to buy that product. But then actually they could be using completely different ranges or whatever, and you can't expect them the same results.
So I see this a lot, that clients will come in and they'll say, oh my God, I want to look like her. One, it's filtered. Two, I'm getting a lot of people coming with AI pictures saying I want this flawless skin, which obviously it's not real. But yeah, I do know from personal experience that a lot of influencers aren't using these products. You know, it's a paid job for them. They're paid to endorse these treatments and these products. So then, yeah, unfortunately, people go and they go and buy it, and it might not be right for them. So we've all got different skin types. So what one person's using might be amazing for them, and for the other person, it's a completely wrong product. So yeah, education is key, and simplicity when it comes to skincare.
What would you say is the biggest mistake people make when it comes to skincare?
Overcomplicating. Yeah, hugely. So when I get people come in, I quite often get people to come for a consultation first. I want to know what they're using. I want to know what they're doing, what their lifestyle's like. They'll come in with their products or bring me a photo or whatever, and they've probably got 2 or 3 products that are doing the same thing. So they've seen something on TikTok or Instagram, they've seen it in the shops, and I'm just as much of a sucker for a product that you walk into Sephora or Boots and the packaging's really pretty and you want to buy it, but you don't really know what you're buying. And then when you break it down, it tends to be exfoliants, to be honest, that people have a toner, it'll have some sort of acid in. People are then using like a scrub, masks, clay masks. They're all designed to like draw out impurities. There's like 3 different types of exfoliation, when actually you only need to be doing it a couple of times a week. So yeah, just overcomplicating it. People think they need to spend half an hour at night putting their skincare products on, and that's absolutely not the case.
So in terms of like that lifestyle that you were talking about, is it just myth that certain, I don't know, like say foods like will bring out spots and things, or are there things you would recommend for people to avoid eating and drinking if there's...
Yeah, so it's really difficult. It is that old saying of like, you are what you eat. You can't expect to fill your face full of high sugar food, high fats, highly processed, and expect to have flawless skin. Sometimes you will find with people, they know certain triggers. The problem you have with like high sugary foods, for example, is it obviously raises your blood sugar level, which produces a hormone, which then causes the sebaceous gland, your oil gland, to produce more oil. So it does have a knock-on effect. You'll then get congested skin. It's the same as anything. It's 80-20. You need to, if you're going to eat bad all of the time, you are going to see a bit of a difference in your skin. So it is just trying to keep it. No one's saying you've got to cut out sweets and chocolates and things like that, but just be mindful. And it varies from client to client. So I have got people that say dairy affects their skin. I know there's kind of some background that people say when they've got eczema and things like that, if I eat dairy, it really flares up. But you could have someone else that says exactly the same.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's very, in skincare, it's all very bespoke. It's not one size fits all. Which is what people need to do, really.
Yeah. I definitely find that when I drink and I've got fake tan on, like my skin breaks out so much after a few days. And like I, growing up, had really bad skin, which is why I went to K, because I had really bad acne. But my brother and sister literally had perfect skin, like no spots at all. It was like the 3-in-1 for me. And now when my brother will drink alcohol, he'll get one spot potentially and he'll be like, oh my God, I'm breaking out, and he'll give out, and I'll be like, are you actually joking? You know, this is nothing. And boys have fringes and get away with it.
I was my fake tan for me, even now, I'm 40. Any fake tan, any gradual tan, the tan lux drops, anything you can put in your moisturiser. The minute I have that on, my skin breaks out. My skin just doesn't like it. If I put fake tan on, I actually think I've probably got a little bit of an allergy to it. My skin just itches. It has got an ingredient in that dries skin out. So a lot of people feel that they need to moisturise a little bit more. But when you've got it on your face, it does become a little bit congested. So when we used to do spray tans, we used to find a lot of people would come in, the regular clients, like congestion, a lot of blackheads. And it's actually because it's not being exfoliated out the skin properly, so it sits in the pores. Also, it dries it out, so your skin starts to try and heal itself by producing more oil to try and hydrate it. That more oil that you produce can sometimes just make you feel a little bit, you get more spots and outbreaks. The drinking thing, it does for some people and it doesn't for others. So you will get to know your triggers.
Yeah, definitely. I've just had fake tan on for Paris, and I was trying to scrub it off last night, and I've definitely some night remnant to it. I was literally in the shower just like scrubbing and scrubbing, but it's one of those things that it takes a few going. Talking about tanning, obviously I would only ever use like Bondi Sands mousse or go and get a spray tan. Being tanned is very popular at the moment. A lot of people are on sunbeds, even though they know the dangers of them. Like what? Just
don't go on them. Like we know so much more now. Like years ago, I remember, we was actually having this conversation the other day with my mum and dad. Like I remember having a sunbed in our house. It was the thing, like in the late 80s, 90s, and my mum used to have one that like lay down over the bed. People would hire them, but people weren't educated then. And we all know, like it's horrible because we all know we look and feel good with a tan. You feel slimmer, you feel brighter. But yeah, we now know that it comes with a lot of consequences, and a lot of that sun damage is the biggest cause of aging. The biggest cause of aging. So when people are like, oh, I want to go on sun because I want to look great, you might do for a couple of years, but it's really going to catch up with you eventually. You just need to be protected all of the time. Most of that sun damage is actually done in your teenage years. So I've got children myself, so at the moment, a little bit younger, like I would smother my children in SPF all of the time. When they start to get like older teenagers, they don't want their mum putting their cream on, they do it themselves, and it's a bit slap happy. Or they don't bother. And then it's not until you get to like your mid-20s, especially if I'm with females, that we suddenly become into our looks and we want to look after ourselves. So in that period of time, that's when your sun damage will be done. And it is just done, it doesn't have to be 30-degree heat to be causing that damage. If it's daylight, your UVA rays are there. So your UVA rays are your aging rays. And that causes is the biggest cause of aging. So we actually say, it's quite a horrible statistic, that only 10% of aging is genetic and 90% is you can treat that. It's preventable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really hate when people use some of this. And obviously we now know the risk of skin cancer, melanoma, basal cell carcinomas, like it is so high now. And the one thing that I just need to put out there, because I hear it all the time, is people think they need to go on it to get vitamin D. Like, it's not real. You can't get vitamin D from a sunbed.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Obviously we get it from the sun, but there are different ways to the sunbed. The best, if you're lacking in vitamin D or feel like you need it, because we all know, like, going into winter, you can feel a bit down. And as Brits, we don't really get enough sun anyway. Supplements on your diet.
Yeah.
You can't get it off a sunbed. So yeah, completely put that myth to bed. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah. No, that's very helpful. I definitely, one product I would recommend, I'll probably talk about this company anyways, but Medicate, their moisturizer is really good and it has SPF in it. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1, because, you know, like, I'm not sponsored or anything, I'm just saying there's a recommendation. But you're obviously moisturising your skin so it's not dry, because mine would naturally be that. And then you just know that you are protected a certain amount. And even if you reapply it throughout the day, it's just so helpful, because I've got pale skin and obviously you don't want to risk getting...
You just want to be covered all the time. And like, when people talk to me about skincare, and it's, like I said, you can make it as complicated as you want to be. I find most people, especially younger teenagers and men, it's got to be something quick. People haven't got time. They don't want to put 6 products on in the morning. So having that moisturiser with an SPF built into it is perfect. I've got 2 teenagers. I make them, like, they've got it into routine now. I've just said, you need to be using this every day. They're sporty. They're outside all the day at school. So you might not think a day like today, it's beautiful. It's cool, but the sun's out. I know my son's got football today at school. I've made him put that. Well, he just does it automatically, because he's used to listening to me and he's here all the time. But yeah, having that something that's 2-in-1, it's less complicated. You've done it, you can put it in your handbag, put it on the side, and you can go about your day.
And it's not like sometimes when you put certain SPF things on, they're so oily. Like, I remember my mum used to make me use that, is it P20?
P20.
Oh my God, and it's so oily, and you put it on, but you just feel like you couldn't really touch things or whatever. Whereas
a lot of people find that with an SPF, and normally the higher factor you go, it does become a little bit richer. So people say that they then break out. So it stops. That's normally an excuse for them not using it. You absolutely can get products out there that aren't as thick. Like I say, Medicate do a couple. I know a few companies, La Roche-Posay do one. Theirs is like a fluid, so it's more about the consistency of the products you're using. So you can get it in a lotion, you can get it in like a fluid, you can get it in a cream. So it's that thing again of, it's bespoke to that individual. Like, that might be, as we get older as well, mature we get, your skin tends to dry out. So myself and older, I need a richer cream. So actually that thicker consistency with an SPF is perfect for me. But if you're in your 20s, that's way too heavy. So it's just finding the right products out there and being guided as to which one suits you best. And sometimes you do have to try a few to know which one suits you better.
That's really interesting about the oiliness, because my nan is like your typical Irish nan that just has these remedies that have worked since she was a child, and like can't even fathom like these Medicate products or whatever. And when I was having really bad acne in my teen years, I was trying so many different things. Like, I was trying calamine lotion, and then she said try bio oil, and I was putting it on because it's supposed to be really good for like scarring as well, isn't it? And genuinely, like, my skin was already oily, and I was putting this on, and it was constantly, it was horrible. I could go to bed and I wouldn't want to move my head because I was like, pillow's gonna get wet. But obviously I didn't realise that how oily my skin was at the time. I was just trying so many different things. But in hindsight, I look back at that and think, oh my God, what was I doing?
But for somebody of your nan's age, like, when we get, like, I don't know, 50 plus, that when you hit like menopause, basically, your skin dries out so much. Your skin cell turnover, should I say, slows down dramatically. So for you at your age, your skin's rejuvenating like probably every 21 days. For someone that's maybe 60, it's like every 60 days.
Okay.
So it really dries out. So they can use product. I wouldn't advise using Bio as a moisturiser, but yeah, that sort of texture and consistency, someone a little bit more mature can get away with using something like that. I wouldn't recommend it in teens and 20s. It's not what you need.
Yeah. For like women going through the menopause or in that type of age, are there any certain products or treatments that you would recommend them having, because obviously the skin is changing?
Yeah, so like I say, you'll find that the skin tends to dry out. That will be all over your body. You'll feel like your hair's getting drier. So you do sometimes need to switch your products up at that stage. So that heavier, richer consistency in a moisturiser, adding maybe a hydrating serum into it, like a hyaluronic acid. You want to throw as much moisture at it as possible. And then treatment-wise, anything that's just going to help produce that collagen and stimulate the collagen and elastin, that all actually decreases from about the age of 25, like dramatically. But you see it a little bit more in that age. So anything you can do like that, and that can be done in lots of different treatments. For myself in the salon, I do a lot of microneedling. We do a lot of like IPL treatments that stimulates collagen and elastin, LED light therapy. So there are different treatments out there. It's personal preference as to which you would prefer to use, but they all do a similar kind of thing. And I'd always start younger, because it's going to be better for you in the long run. We want to slow that whole aging process down. Probably the way forward.
So I've had Kay, she has done microneedling on me and also dermaplaning, and we regretted not taking her before and after because obviously I didn't take any before because I was so unhappy with my skin, so much acne and rosiness and everything. But now, like that, I'm on the other side of it, I'm going, oh my God, I wish
we like proud of our skin now, aren't you? I find that really hard. Obviously, my job is a therapist, but what comes with that is a little bit of social media as well. And it's really hard to get before and after pictures. One, I'm very aware that when a client's on my bed, I want them to be relaxed, but also the majority of people that come to me for facials is they've got a skin complaint, and the last thing they want is me in their face, the photo, trying to get a picture. So it's really hard. But then at the end, lots of people are like, oh, I wish I'd have taken it. I do say to clients to, not for my benefit, but take little snapshots. So when you're feeling down and you're feeling at your worst, like just take one. And then if you're having treatments or you've started a new skincare range, just take little pictures, because skincare, that change is really gradual. There's no quick fixes in anything in life, full stop. But sometimes you don't really notice it yourself. So you need to have something to document, to look back. Like you said, like you can find an old picture of like what it was to what it is now. You're like, oh my God, look at the journey I've been through. But yeah, it's very difficult. You won't see many, especially on my account. I don't have many before and after pictures of people.
Yeah, this is us telling you to take that before photo.
Do it at home.
Like, even if you don't want to, because you feel like, I felt so unconfident, so self-conscious, didn't like my skin at all, just take it, put it in your eyes only. Doesn't matter, like no one else is going to see it. And then when you get to the end point and you think, wow, like this was so worth it, or look at how much it's improved, you really can see the difference, even though you know it. It's just nice
having that visual aid for it to see and compare and be like, wow, like I have really come a long way. And actually, even, if you don't mind me saying, on your skincare journey, like it hasn't taken us that long.
No.
When we're treating things like scarring, it is usually between like 3 and 6 sessions. So we do that monthly. So we're talking like 6 months. So I know when someone's skin's bad, you just want to, you want it done tomorrow. But in the grand scheme of the bigger picture, like 6 months hasn't been that long. And I'm sure you'd agree, like it's totally worth it.
Oh, 100%. Like I've tried, like Kay said with herself, I've tried so many different products. I went on antibiotics from the doctors, and because I played sport and I had bad acne, and because I played cricket, like the helmet, it was all very sweaty under there, and
It's just like
yeah,
perfect breeding ground, but bacteria it's moist, it's warm. Yeah, it just sits underneath the skin.
yeah. Like when some of my friends would say to me, "Oh my God, you wash your hair every day. That's so often." I was saying, "Yeah, but I'm training every day and
Need to.
my hair's sweaty and my skin feels gross."
It's really important when people are into sports as well, especially if you're into they'll get a lot of people now, see people are starting to look after themselves a bit more, so they'll go to the gym. If you're the kind of person that, the gym, you do it first thing in the morning, and then you're running your errands, you're dropping the kids at school, you're doing the shopping, or you're doing a bit of work, and you're not really showering till the end of the day, although you don't feel like that sweat's all kind of absorbed and you feel fine, it is just sitting on the surface of the skin. So it is really important, especially people tend to suffer with that. It's not acne, so it doesn't really come to a head. They're like little tiny bumps like underneath the surface.
Yeah.
You usually find it around the hairline, jawline, chest and the back, a lot in sports people. And it's just that bacteria that's sat. So if you can just have a cleanser in your bag, if you're at the gym or school or college, and you can just cleanse your face as soon after sport, great. Or my other thing that I literally live by, and everyone should have it if you don't already, Clini-Soothe purifying spray. It's £15. You can just, if you're in that situation and you are training and you're not going to be home for a couple of hours, get it out of your bag, spritzes on the face. It kills all that big bacteria, it hydrates, it protects, it does a bit of everything. Everybody needs to have that.
Okay, I'll add it
In the scary thing, everybody.
I need to fit in my case for Australia.
You definitely do. Yeah.
So when talking about microneedling, how does that, like, obviously we know it helps, but how does it actually help? What's it actually do?
Is it doing? So what it does really, it's also known as collagen induction therapy. So for microneedling itself, I've got like a pen device. It's like 9 fine little needles, and we penetrate the skin very, very quickly. And what that does is it tricks the skin into thinking it's injured. So your skin then goes into wound repair, which is natural. If you fell over and grazed your knee, we have wound repair. When that wound repair kicks in, it produces collagen and elastin. So our body does it naturally. What we're doing is giving it a bit of a kick up the backside almost to give it a helping hand. So then those skin cells, you've got your layers of skin, like skin cells at the bottom, for instance. I know they're not this shape, that size, but they would be like this. Once we've needled them, they plump up. So then a course of like around 21 days, they slowly come to the surface of the skin. And because they're plumper, it plumps that skin out. So if you have got scarring, it just evens that texture out a little bit. If you've got like fine little lines, it slowly does that. It's not Botox. So when I get clients come in and they go, I'll say, what do you want? And they're like, I want this. You're not going to get that. We've got to be realistic here. It's a very soft approach. It's natural. So we're only doing what your body does anyway. But yeah, so it plumps that little, when people come, I treat probably most people for acne scarring with microneedling, it just smears it out. And then once you've had it, because a lot of people ask me if I stop having the microneedling, will it go back? No, once it's done, it's done. So you can continue that until you're happy with the results. And then obviously from a long-term perspective, it helps slows the aging process down by softening those fine lines and wrinkles.
Yes.
But it does treat a lot of different things. It's my go-to treatment because it treats everything. So it will help break pigmentation down. It helps with the fine lines and wrinkles, uneven skin tone. So it's a bit of an all-rounder. You can't really go wrong with it.
Yeah. And also, one thing I would say is I was really worried when I started that it would really hurt, because obviously you do think it's needles going into my face.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's a quick thing. Like in the session we'd have for the microneedling, it might be an hour and 15 minutes. And in that, 10 minutes?
10 minutes of needling. Yeah.
And obviously you do the whole face and kind of like the jawline. And it's just like a buzz. and a bit
It's like a
uncomfortable.
scratchy sensation, isn't it? I think if you kept going over the same area over and over again, eventually it would become sore. But because then it's moved around the face, it doesn't have time to build up. We also do it in treating different depths of needles. So if you would, when you first came to me, we start off at a smaller depth of needle to get your skin used to it, to see how your skin reacts to it. And then over a period of a course of sessions, we would go slightly deeper. We only ever go to a 1 millimeter needle, which really doesn't sound a lot, but you can definitely feel the difference, can't you? You can't go any deeper than that because it's controlled trauma. So anything deeper than that, you're going to start causing physical trauma, which is why I'm not a massive fan. People ask me a lot about the rollers that you can get them on Amazon and things like that. I'm not a huge fan of them. One, because you can't alter the depth, like your face isn't flat. So you can't go as deep around the eyes, you can't get into it. But people tend to buy the deepest they can find, and actually all you do is cause trauma, and then they don't leave the right amount of healing time in between. They're literally doing it weekly. And I'm just like, oh no.
And it's just like trauma on trauma, then it's not.
You just not get. It's completely doing the opposite of what you're trying to achieve. So I'm not a massive fan of the DIY. They're okay. I've seen better results when people use it on the body. So you can use microneedling for stretch marks. Obviously, if you use it on your tummy and you burn in the top of your legs, it is flatter. You can go much deeper. It's not as sensitive there. But I would always say go and get it done professionally. Because also you want to make sure. I've seen people reuse them. Like they should be a sterile thing, so you should be binning it each time. It should be disposed of properly in a clinical way. It's not chucked in your household bin. But I've seen people do it. They put it back in the case and they reuse it again. And you want it to be clean. If you've got specks of blood on that and you've just left it, and it's not ideal for putting into the skin.
Especially like because it doesn't feel like it. Obviously, because it's so fine, but it is kind of an open wound, like your skin. You want to then make sure
it is classed as an open wound. So I don't like to use that term when I talk to clients because it sounds a bit frightening. But it is an open wound, so we would say, you need to make sure you're keeping your face clean. Treat it like an open wound. Like you wouldn't cut your arm open and then go and slap a load of makeup on it. So we want the area kept clean and as sterile as possible.
And I guess probably if you're doing it at home, you wouldn't have the right products to be like, right, this is.
People don't cleanse the skin first. You don't know where the device or roller that you're using, you don't really know where it's come from, how it's been packaged. So I wouldn't
advise it.
Invest in a treatment 100%.
Definitely. It sounds a bit expensive at first, but genuinely, like it's just worth it. It's just like a long-term investment, and I know I'm happy with it. Some other people might not want or have the money to invest in that, but I don't know, because you will end up buying so many different products that don't work, and it's like buy cheap, buy twice kind of thing. In that, it sounds a bit scary, but just pay a little bit more and get really, really good results compared to just buying like Superdrug owned things.
No one does would try. Like a lot of people say to me, I get messaged a lot on Instagram about, I don't know what facial to book in for. Like I always offer a free consultation because everybody's different, and if you're the kind of person, I'd love everyone to come every 4 weeks and have a facial. It'd be great. But time, money to people. I want you to get the best treatment for you, not what your friend thinks, because you might be two different skin types. So from that money perspective, if you can't afford it, like come and have that conversation, or wherever you want to have the treatment done, and say to them, like, explain what your skin concerns are, what your budget is, what you want out of it, and then rather than going like, people just pick something, they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to try that one, and they're like, oh, I was a bit disappointed, and it's not that it just wasn't the right treatment for them.
It's the same as we were saying earlier with the products. Just because it works for that, let's say, influencer, doesn't mean it will work for you. It's the same with the products.
It's all very individual. Like we're all different. If we're all the same, it wouldn't be great. But it's just having that chat with that therapist and finding out like what you want to do. I have lots of different clients that some people come and go, right, I just want one facial treatment is a bit of a treat to myself. I work really hard, I want to spend a little money on myself. And then I've got the polar opposite that wants to, it's more long-term. They want like a long-term facial plan. They want a new product range. And I will always be honest and say, I do like Medik8. It's one of my favourite ranges. But if I think we said about like the SPF, if I thought that product was too thick, like I know that the Roche-Posay do like a really nice fluid, like I would tell that client, I want the best for that client, not just to make a sale.
No, but I think that actually works out better in the long term, because if you kind of lie and do it for your sales and then that client doesn't get good results because it's clearly not suited to
building
their
a trust with clients, and it's being honest. Obviously, I want people to come back, and people appreciate your honesty. I might not always want to hear it. I have had to say to a few people when they come and they do this, it's like, you're not going to get that from but I'll be honest in a nice way. But when people say, well, I've got lots of skin, like a lot of people have lost weight and then like, it is just surgery. Like, I know that's a really harsh thing to say, but you're not going to get that out of a facial massage treatment or a few sessions of microneedling. You've got to be realistic.
And kind of tying into that, I've seen so much stuff recently and heard other people talk about it that I know have had it, about lymphatic drainage being like, if you have one session of that, you'll
like a size 6
lose weight. And genuinely, my friend, I was having dinner with her and she went, oh, like I've had that done, I feel so much slimmer. And I went home and I looked into it because I was like, oh my god, that would be amazing. Is that actually what happens? Like, what? Or
yes and no. So manual lymphatic drainage, it's been around for years. Like, it's an old thing, but it's become very trendy. I think all these skincare things, they kind of have waves and they come around. So it is an amazing treatment. So your lymph fluid is what it travels around your body, and it's all linked with your lymph nodes, and it's what drains our toxins. So any waste, toxins, excess fluid. And your lymph fluid sits just underneath the surface of your skin. So when people go for massage, it's not massage as you probably know it, where it's treating the muscle. It's very, very gentle movements, very light techniques. And we basically we unblock the lymph nodes. So sometimes you get blockages. So we unblock the lymph nodes around the body. And then with our hands, we stimulate, we kind of push the way that it should naturally flow. In some people, you do feel a bit slimmer, but it's because you feel less bloated. So you can't drain out fat. Like, that's just not a thing. It doesn't work. But what we do have, especially as women, around our cycles, we carry a lot of water retention around our middle, like bums. So if you have lymphatic and you've got a lot of fluid, it will drain that out. So naturally, you don't feel as bloated the next day. So a lot of people go, oh my god, I feel so slim. It's just the water. Like, it's not, when you get on the scales in the morning, you're like, I was 2 pounds heavier, lighter last night than I am now. You haven't put 2 pounds of fat on, like, overnight. It's water. So it's about drinking lots of water to help flush out. Your toxins will flush out anyway through wee and poo. That's the only way, isn't it? So the more water you drink, the quicker it flushes out your system. Lymphatic is really good for, like I say, the bloating. If you've been unwell and you're feeling like sometimes your lymphatic system can just get a bit sluggish, if it's having to work hard, it's great for people that have had injuries. So I just treat a lot of people with sports injuries. So if you've had your knee, have a lot of swelling around it, the swelling's there to try and sort of protect it. You can drain all that fluid out. If you're a healthy individual and does the whole 80-20 thing, it's a really relaxing treatment, but that's probably all you're going to get out of it. If you don't have any water retention, you're not going to lose like half the stone. Like, it's not, it's bloating that it gets rid of. It's an amazing treatment. It's very, very effective.
But again, for certain people with certain needs, if there was a treatment where you could just go and you would just lose X amount of fat.
Oh my god, well, that wouldn't be working. I would have definitely, like,
I'm pretty sure every person would be going into that at some point. And another, like, I don't know whether this is a myth or what, but for dermaplaning, which I also have, when you obviously take away the skin that sits on, not the skin, the hair that sits on top, does that grow back darker or differently? Because obviously, so, like, when you have hair removal at different other parts of your body, it can affect it.
Yeah.
Is it the same with that?
No. So biologically, no, it can't happen. What tends to happen and what people feel is, so we call it non-terminal hair. So it's that like soft, fluffy hair that you can all kind of see like this time of the year when all the sun's on it. Naturally, when your hair grows, it tapers on the end, so it feels softer. When we dermaplane, obviously we're using like a surgical scalpel, we're cutting the hair at the surface layer. So we're not messing with the follicle or anything like that. So that's one thing, it physically can't grow back any darker or thicker. Because you're cutting it, it's like blunt. So as it starts to grow, if you feel it, you might think, oh, it feels thicker. It doesn't. It's because it's gone from being a blunt cut to like a tapered, fluffy, feathered feel. So it doesn't. You are going to notice it come back. Like you're removing hair and it grows back like that. That's the thing, but it won't come back darker or thicker. I'd say. So some people say, well, what if I just want it as a one-off? I don't want it again. Like that's fine. You might find for that first couple of weeks, like I say, it feels. It's not even stubbly, but you will feel that your hair is growing through. You are going to feel it. You'll just grow back as normal, and then you never have to have another one again if you don't want to, or you can have it as frequently. I'd say ideally you need to do 4 weeks in between a session, but yeah, you can just keep having it.
I would definitely say that dermaplaning is good, but the one thing is that since I've had it done, I notice my hair so much more than before I ever started having it done. But like, not that it grows back differently, like with your hair, but you look in the mirror and you'll be like, oh, I'm coming around to needing my next one. You just can see it more, as before for what, like the 21 years of my life where I'd not.
You never noticed it.
I just never noticed it.
But it's things like if you shaved your legs, if you're constantly shaving your legs and then you decided, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore, I'm going to embrace the hair, you're going to notice it because you've been silky smooth for so long. And also with that, the hair growing back, more so when people are darker haired, the skin actually looks a bit dull, which is why like dermaplaning is quite a quick fix. So we have a lot of brides, a lot of people that are doing like photo shoots. It's like it gives you an instant brightness, but because you're not only removing all that dead skin, but the hair as well. Like once that hair's gone, you do naturally look a bit brighter. It's not everybody. I have clients that have had it and they're like, I don't really like it. You usually find the more mature ladies don't like a dermaplane. They're like, no, I need that bit of hair for some of my makeup to have something to stick to. Feels a little bit softer. But yeah, when you're young, it's a great. Also, when you're older, you don't need to exfoliate that much. So dermaplaning for clients is known as removing hair from a therapist point of view, and it's a deep exfoliation. So as we get older, we don't need to exfoliate that frequently. So that tends to be why older people they would tend to go more for like a facial massage treatment that stimulates all that muscle and like lifting rather than a dermaplane.
And kind of on the same topic of the like hair, you obviously do oh my god, why can't I think of the word? Laser hair removal, yeah. Talk me through that. So obviously a lot of people I think are starting to get it now. Like I absolutely hate shaving, I do it, but it's just such a long process.
Kind to people, isn't it?
You know, you have to have your everything shower, and it's lovely the feeling after like getting into your bed and all moisturised and whatever.
It is and consume it.
It's like what, a 40-minute shower to do everything and
to do it all again the next day.
Yeah, literally. And then to be putting tan on and then having to schedule your week so that you're shaving and tanning and everything. So like with the laser hair, what kind of, is it painful? How often do you need it? Does it like just some?
I would 100% recommend it. I actually went into laser because I had laser myself. I was literally the hairiest person on earth. Like I've got the palest skin and inherited my dad's really hairy genes, dark hair genes. So yeah, I could shave in the morning and I would need to shave again in the evening. Like, I hated it. And because I'm so pale, I could still see the hair in the follicle. I'd also get, people know it's like strawberry skin, like the red dots all over myself. My bikini, my underarm will get really sore, especially like in the summer when you try and do it all the time. So I had laser and was like, oh my God, this has changed my life. And people say to me sometimes, like, you've been a bit dramatic. Like, for me, it was life changing. I barely use a razor now. Yeah, it was the best thing. So once I had it, I was like, I'm going to need to offer this to people. A game changer. Again, it's managing clients' expectations. So I can't 100% say it's permanent. As females, we have things that stimulate our hormones all the time. So pregnancy, just your periods, people that suffer with polycystic ovaries, menopause, anything like that can trigger hair growth. Your hormone sort of triggers it and spikes and triggers hair growth. So it's not that it's going to grow back, but you would have a course, and realistically you're looking at either a 6 month to a yearly top-up session. So that's one session every year, basically. Some people can go longer. I had a lady the other day, she hadn't had laser with me, she had it done ages ago. She said, oh, I think I need a little top-up on my legs. So I had a little look, and she probably got like 20 hairs, but for a full leg. I was like, amazing. I was like, when did you last have your treatment done? She's like, 20 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
20
yeah, right. So that was great for her. For myself, I probably have one. I like one every year, and I tend to have my top up like May time, ready for the summer. And if I haven't had a top up for the last year, I didn't manage to get one in this year. I have probably got like 20 wispy hairs on my legs. That's it.
And can you shave those off, or is it kind of you just have the laser and then you have to leave it? Because obviously when you get a waxing done, you have to be pretty...
No, so you can do it. So with laser, you can shave it at any point. So when people are having their sessions, I always ask them to come to the treatment with the area shaved. One of two reasons. One, we want all that energy focused below the surface of the skin. Also, if you've got that little bit of hair above the surface of the skin, you'll feel that little bit of heat. It makes no difference to me, but as the client, you'll smell like singed hair, which just isn't pleasant. And you'll feel the heat a little bit more. But yeah, just having that done. Lost track.
About the...
My mind's just got...
the hair...
shaving. Shave it. Sorry. Yeah, so you'd come to the appointment with the area shave. You can shave in between your appointments, so you can keep it going. The only thing you can't do whilst you're having your course is wax, epilate or pluck. So you need to leave the hair in the follicle. If there's no hair in the follicle, the treatment won't work. So I have had people, and they're like, when I was going on holiday and I wanted to get rid of it. I'm like, I can't. You then have to wait another 4 weeks for that hair to kind of grow back. If you've finished your course, so a bit like me, I had my course like 5 or 6 years ago. For the few hairs I've got, I either don't bother or I can just throw the razor over them. And I could wax it if I wanted to, but I'd have to leave 4 weeks before I had a session, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just easier to shave it yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. And even now, like the hair that comes through is so sparse, and it's really fine. So even just throwing that razor over, it doesn't bother me. Like, it's not cool anymore. So I don't get any shaving rash. Like, I don't get those bumps or anything. And when I'm putting the razor over, it is literally like once a year. So it's not.
Yeah, not actually that often. I have to think about it. No. Yeah, because like, hey, I've not too bad on my arms because I've got freckles, but pale and dark hair naturally, and I have you just notice it more. And I would get waxing done, and then this is a bit of like a personal funny story. I think I told you this. In COVID, obviously couldn't go anywhere, and it was my 18th birthday, and we were doing a bit of like a thing in the house for it. and I had looked like a yeti because I had nothing done on myself. I wasn't shaved.
How you what? Do you know how many people said when they came back from COVID, they're like, "Oh my God, we appreciate you so much."
Literally, because you don't want to reverse then all the work people are doing if you just kind of go into a completely different routine. So my sister and I, we bought the like do-it-yourself wax strip, and she was doing mine, and it was so painful. Obviously she didn't know what she was doing, I didn't know what I was doing, and we just thought it'd be like getting it done. And genuinely I started crying because it was hurting so much. She started crying because she was so upset I was upset. Then she was like, I'm not pulling the wax strip off you. I was like, well, you have to put it on now. It's on it, and it's on me. And
Committed.
it was awful. Like, we were both, I still remember it, like both crying at each other. And then when I went and got the waxing done for the first time after COVID and the woman was doing it, I don't know whether the area had like got some sort of PTSD or something, but it like bruised, and I was crying, and she was like, oh God, I'm so sorry, like what am I doing? I said, it's not you. I said, we've done this.
Just like, it is trauma.
Yeah, I said,
full
this
trauma
at home. But
we make it look easy, don't we? When we're in treatments, it's just like
and I think as well, like you know how to do it properly, and also there's kind of that detachment of emotion from it, whereas like
there's nothing worse than when you do it yourself and you pull one strip off, and you try and do the other, and you're like, oh no, I can't do it.
No, literally it was I would not recommend DIY waxing. I mean, it might work for some people, but me and my sister, it did not work. Clearly, we never did it again.
No, it's all about, especially when you do areas like your bikini, it's all about, you need that extra pair of hands. You need to be able to kind of taut the skin in all the right places to avoid that bruising. And it's not a, I spent years waxing, I would never have waxed myself.
You kind of think, like, especially I tried when in the same kind of incident thing, I was trying to do my underarms because I was going, well, it'll be fine, because when you get your underarms waxed, they don't even hurt at all. It's just like, I didn't. You just do it, like,
it's just not.
Whereas obviously your bikini is way more sensitive and it will hurt. But even trying to do my underarms, like that, knowing you're going to put yourself through pain, it like fully stops you from doing it, and you kind of, you can't slowly do it. You have to just go for it. And after that one, let's say, evening of trying to do it ourselves, we're like, we are never doing this.
You spoke your since.
No, I'm not friends anymore. That's it. She was uninvited from the 18th.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience waxing.
On a lighter subject, coming to the near the end, if there were any, I know we've obviously talked a lot about Medik8, but in terms of skincare or makeup brands, if there were any that you would like personally really recommend, what would they be?
It's really difficult because I'd love to be able to just say, go to this brand, it's amazing, and go to this brand, but it really depends on that client. Like, I need to be honest with people. And makeup, again, I'm not makeup trained, but I generally find when people have got more, let's say, problematic skin, like blemish prone skin, they'll tend to wear like a heavier coverage. I've been that person, and it doesn't matter what someone would have told me, I wanted to cover that up.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, do it. The only thing I would say is make sure you're removing it thoroughly. Like, at the end of the day, you want to make sure you get everything off. And I find that's where people tend to go wrong. They use something so heavy that they have a quick wash and it's remains on, and then they're like, oh, I'm breaking out, it's my product. So yeah, it's a bit specific. If you're that kind of person that does wear a heavier foundation or concealer, things like that, my advice would be to get, obviously I love Medik8, but any brand is an oil-based cleanser. So the oil breaks oil down. So if you use that as a first cleanse, you can use it. I'd like everyone to double cleanse, by the way. But if you use that as a first cleanse rather than a micellar water or a makeup wipe, it just literally melts it.
Yeah.
If you do that, and also remove it, none of this removing with your hands and water. Like, it's rubbish. You need that manual form of exfoliation. So get yourself a good old flannel, some facial sponges, anything that's got like that bit of texture. So break that oil, that makeup down, remove, so you've got like the majority of it off. Then go in with another cleanse. Done. So yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint something specific because does really vary from client to client.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. I've been using MAC. I've actually got it on at the moment, but I tried to do a get ready with me the other day and basically realised that my foundation colour is actually too dark for me. So I was like, I'm not posting that, I'm going to delete that. So when
You'll also need to change it now your hair's changed as well.
I think when I go to the airport on Thursday, I'm going to go to duty free, and a lot of people, I've got the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and I love it, and a lot of people have said their foundation's really good, and so I think I might just speak to someone and be like, look, can you just have a look, because I was watching the video back and I was thinking, oh my god, I actually have been wearing this for so long, and even today, like I was doing my makeup, I was thinking, oh, I need to change this.
I also like I say I'm not makeup trained, but I work in the salon with the girls that do makeup. I've now learned a little bit like you. I actually have to have 2 foundations. We'll have a summer one and a winter one, and most people should have that. Like I'm not the darkest of people anyway. I don't constantly covered in SPF and with a hat and things like that. But in the winter, I do notice that my summer foundation is way too dark for me, and I'd rather go that little bit paler and just have a bit of bronzer over the top. Than having that orange. It reminds me of being at school, having that orange face with a big like line.
Yeah, I do have a darker one for when I've got fake tan on, but even this one would be like no tan. I'm kind of like going, oh,
Still too behind.
but yeah, I definitely
I
think
feel
I
like
need.
Kaid Mac. That's my foundation.
I don't know, I think it was maybe for my 16th birthday, I got a MAC makeup session
no.
for my birthday, and since then I've just had their products because it's a bit expensive, yes, but they're so good. Like what this one foundation I had it for so long because you don't obviously need to use that much of it because it's such good quality that when I went back in to say, can I just have another one of these? They said, we don't do that range anymore. So I went, oh, what's literally what the closest thing you have to it? But since then I've just like, obviously I'm saying about the foundation, but I use their like blusher.
I do like MAC.
Yeah.
They are a good. One little tip I would give as well, I pick it up from the girls all the time, is wash your makeup brushes.
Yeah.
However often you're doing it, you're not doing it often enough. If you're suffering from like blemish prone skin, definitely wash it.
Yeah, and it's also really I was gonna say aesthetic. No, what's the word? Washing your brushes and seeing how much makeup comes out of them, and then them being all clean and letting them dry is so.
It's like therapeutic.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're kind of going, oh, look, it's a really good job done.
You realise like when I need to wash mine at the minute, my foundation brush, it's almost gone a bit. It's not as fluffy as it was, so I actually think I'm using far too much product because you should be able to just sort of like buff it in a little bit, but it's gone all clogged. And when I wash it and I see how much foundation comes out of it, it's actually quite disgusting.
Yeah, no, there's so much. And also another thing I'd say when washing makeup brushes, the brushes is good, but I've tried to wash the sponges, like the Real Techniques ones, and they literally don't work. So just save yourself the effort and buy a new.
You can pick them up fairly cheap now. Yeah, I would just get like a good pack of them and everything, and just bin it.
So onto the quick fire on run. If you could do any celebrities' facial, who would it be?
Audrey Hepburn. She has the most amazing flawless skin. She was well known, well documented for, even though like SPF really wasn't a thing then, she always did have it. She always had a hat on. She kept her skincare really simple, so she was just literally like my dream client.
Yeah. I don't know who I would want to do. I feel like
I'd quite like to see a lot of these celebrities in real life without their makeup.
Yeah.
To be like, normalise it that isn't what you look like. We'd all look fabulous if we'd got a team of people. That's like Prime Minister every morning, like a full glam squad. But yeah, also to showcase other people what's normal and what's.
I don't really follow the Kardashians, but I would be interested to see like Kylie or Kendall's skin without makeup, like, and do a facial on them, because obviously Kylie has her own brand, and then Kendall does the catwalks, and I would just be so interested.
They're definitely going to have good skin because they've got the money to have like invest in the treatments, and they're probably using the best of the best of products. Let's face it, they've all had a few treatments. But yeah, you can see on some of the pictures like how airbrushed things are. That's, it's no secret.
Yeah. What is the weirdest skincare or like beauty hack you've ever tried?
Using pile cream on the wrinkles.
What is that?
You're too young for that. So you know what piles are? You know what piles are? Like hemorrhoids?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's a cream that you would normally use, the well-known brand, that when you apply, I don't know why I'm doing this, like shrinks them. So there was a period of time where a lot of models used to put it like under the eyes to like tighten it, but there's a lot nicer products out there now that do similar sort of thing.
Yeah. That sounds like one that could be.
That's something
Yeah, you did. You could just use that back in the 80s and we don't need to keep recommending that.
Sure, it's like a yellow cream as well. So like you walk around this yellow cream. Yeah, a lot of models used to do that on a catwalk.
Really? I guess it was like the trend. When I was using the calamine lotion that my dad had used when he was a child, that my nan had told him to use.
The same bottle.
No. I mean, you probably would think they're the same bottle. The packaging like barely has changed. It does look like something you would buy in some sort of throwback retro 80s store. And I would see it in my cupboard and it's like this kind of light pinky colour, but the oil would separate from it properly shake the
It really smells as well, doesn't it?
and then you put it on and it
dries.
It does dry and it then kind of like cracks, like,
and it does smell. That smell reminds me of being a child. Like I think it must have been like a bit of trauma from like having chicken pox as a kid and just being. I remember my mum getting like cotton wool pads and just like dotting calamine lotion all over.
It probably worked back in the day when there was like nothing.
There's so many new products out there now.
I was like, I tried it and
not for spots though.
No. What would be, obviously we've got smoothies here from Brew 23, but what would be your go-to like coffee order ahead of a busy day? Or
so I'm a decaf girl. I'm a decaf mocha.
That's it. Hot chocolate though, surely.
Coffee.
Okay.
I'm not a massive coffee fan or tea fan. I'm not really a hot drink person.
Good thing I didn't bring one today. I literally every time I do these interviews, I will bring the person a drink, and I ask when I'm talking to them about dinner, I'll say, I'll bring a drink, what do you want? Or do you have any allergies? And then no one ever responds to that question.
So you just got to go.
I know what, oh my God, what do I go for? And I always try and bring like 2 completely different drinks in case. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, please.
Yeah, I can't drink caffeine. It sends me wild. I like full heart palpitations.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I can't drink it. And then obviously if I'm at work, I need like fix as well.
Yeah. And also you don't want to be like shaking, like trying to do people's
true. I think you have like a nice decaf because I get the feeling. What do they call it? Placebo.
Yeah.
And then the sugar from the hot chocolate, which just gets through the day because let's face it, we don't eat whilst we work.
I tried this hot chocolate in Paris.
Was it like melted chocolate?
So head to Diaries of LMR. There's a video about it, and I'd seen it all over TikTok. I was like, oh my God, I'm trying this. And we went to this cafe and had it, and genuinely, like, I have a sweet tooth, and this was.
I think I could drink it.
Like,
it's really thick, isn't it?
You know, it's good stuff. Like, it's literally pure chocolate, like melted pure chocolate. But I ordered it, and it came in a pot, like a pot of it, and I was thinking, oh my God.
And
I was like, I'm gonna have to drink all of this, and because we'd walked to this cafe and it was expensive, I was like, okay, I'm gonna drink it, but I'm gonna drink it. Generally, I was like, I could have maximum 1 cup of this, and even then, I probably wouldn't order it. I mean, it's kind of like if you're going to go and get it, and you kind of like that thing, have it with someone else, like
share it. It's not something you could. I'd imagine it's really sickly.
It was so sickly, and it comes with this. To be fair, it comes with this like proper fresh cream, and that was really nice. But the pot that was just supposed to be for me, my mum, dad, and me all used it, and then my brother ate the cream. And so I would definitely recommend sharing it if anyone fancies doing it.
Drink it.
But I was like, oh my gosh, that was so sweet. And yeah, it kind of, on the one hand, it's worth the hype because you know it's good stuff and you get a good portion and whatever. But on the other hand, it's like, oh, I could not have had any more than that.
I do like a bit of chocolate, but I think it'd have been too I'd need like a little,
Yeah.
or maybe a biscuit.
Yeah.
Dunk in it.
Well, I
Like a
did
little shortbread biscuit.
I don't think they do British shortbread in France. We did dip like croissant in it, which was nice because it didn't flake out. But yeah, like that, you would just have to almost use it as a dipping thing because it was so sickly.
Worth it though.
Yeah, it was very worth it. And if you could bring one skincare product onto a desert island, what would it be?
SPF. Yeah. Yeah, that's 100% SPF. If everybody used an SPF, well, I'd be out of a job because
That answered my question.
you didn't even need to finish that, did you?
Desert island as well.
Yeah, SPF all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for joining me. It's been really nice to chat. Hopefully, we've debunked some myths, given some tips. Is there anything you wanted to say about skin theory, the makeup spot? Or...
Yeah, follow me at The Skin Theory on Instagram. Always there putting a lot of educational posts out, and you can always reach out. Even I'll happily answer questions. I'll do kind of little consultations via chat. So yeah, if you've got any questions about skincare, drop me a message.
I definitely recommend personal experience. Kay's really helped me. I know 2 other people that also come to Kay, and they've both been really happy with their treatment. So yeah, I definitely recommend. And I was actually really wanting to get laser done with Kay, but because I'm moving to Australia, we didn't have enough time.
I said I'll go with her.
Yeah,
right.
Just be very expensive treatments. But yeah, I definitely would.
Definitely work in Mountain, especially being somewhere like that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, with being in a bikini all the time and not having an everything shower every day, it's not going to work.
It's stupid of winter time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you.